Welcome to everybody, and we have apologies certainly from Mahbub, and I think we may not have Leslie today either, and Fiona we know is running late, but she may join us when she can. So thank you. This is our extraordinary board meeting to deal with our annual accounts and our quality account. Important part of the year's business, and I'll hand straight over to Mike then to start us off with the annual report and accounts, if that's okay.
Great, thank you, Sarah. I have to apologise. I've lost all internet, so all I've got is a phone line onto my iPad. So I haven't got any papers, so this will be high level, which I apologise.
You must know it inside out and backwards.
Or you might be grateful for was the other thing I was going to say. Yeah. So obviously the accounts, the report and accounts that came through audit committee a week or so ago now haven't drastically changed since being put in front of you today. In terms of the comments, I know Linda circulated some changes that have been made in the annual report themselves, all relatively minor things. The reported deficit for the year has moved by about £2 million since that meeting. That was during the final checks of the auditors. We picked up one or two further adjustments that we've made adjustments for, to do with depreciation and a bit on drugs and a bit on clinical supplies. So 3 more things we've had to do. The consequence of that is that we've made about £8 million worth of adjustments that I'm now talking to the ICB Director of Finance about, or CFO about, and also to the Regional Director of Finance, because obviously movements aren't good from a performance perspective, but in terms of the accounts that are laid before us are unqualified and on time, which is an achievement versus prior year. So there's a bit more work to do with us now in terms of working with the region and national in terms of the movement in the numbers, which I'll pick up as we go forward. But pleased to present a set of accounts that are unqualified.
Thank you, Mike. And just to clarify, so those bits that you're going to pick up outside of the process, if you like, they don't impact on our ability to go forward with the submission on time, as you refer. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, I will open it up for any questions or comments, but first of all, I'd just like to say congratulations and a huge thank you to you and the team and Sue and everyone who's been involved in getting us to this point, and the work of the audit committee. Clearly a huge positive position to be in compared to the challenging position I know we experienced last year, and quite surprised as I was to be signing off the accounts from last year in the last couple of months since I've been here. So definitely a massive improvement. So thank you and well done. I think just for me, the only thing that we did discuss at audit committee, but there are a number of recommendations and improvements and so on that were highlighted, some from last year that we hadn't got to for understandable reasons, and some further identified in this series of accounts and end of year process. And we just need to make sure, as we discussed, that we continue to monitor those and keep an eye on progress. I know some of that quite a bit of it will come through audit committee, but it will be helpful to get those updates at board as to how we're progressing on all of those, so that we are in good shape once again when we get to the end of this current financial year.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep up work. Thank you.
Thank you. Brilliant. Any other comments, observations, questions? I know we've all had a chance to look at it, but if anything afresh has emerged or thoughts have emerged. Sue, thank you.
So it's nothing fresh, but I feel it would be remiss of me as audit chair not to comment on the audit and the conclusion. As you said, exceptional work from our team and from our auditors, who have provided us with a very robust audit in which we can take great assurance, and the recommendations that they have made to us are well constructed and are constructively intended to help us improve how we account. Much of what we've had to address has related really to changes in accounting requirements relating to leases. So some of this effort that we've had to go through, we would have been doing in any circumstance, but given the complexities of a major PFI, was particularly onerous for our team. But I think we have got a good, strong set of recommendations now. And I would just like to add my thanks to Mike, to Chris, to the whole finance team, and to Mazars as our auditors for a really constructive and positive working relationship. It has been really hard but they've got through it, and I think we're much better placed for next year. And the work that Linda and her team, supported by many others, in pulling the annual report together in a timely fashion, I think it's been exemplary. I've been doing this now, I think this is my 6th year, and this has been by far the best year on all counts. So thank you from the Audit Committee as well to everyone. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sue. No, you're absolutely right. And it's a heck of a lot of paperwork, a heck of a lot of data, detail, graphics, everything, and it does all look good. So yes, thank you for acknowledging the wider team involved in pulling all of this together. It's really important to do so. And I absolutely endorse those thanks. So if there aren't any other comments or questions, and I'm not seeing any hands up, the question is whether we're happy to approve the annual report and accounts as we have seen them over the last few sessions we've been together, but as they are today, subject to obviously just recognising there's a few items, as Linda said, numbers have changed, but that will be carried through, and we've all been notified of those. So people comfortable? I think I saw some thumbs up and nods. Brilliant. Lovely. Thank you very much. Well, what a smooth process, and how incredible to be on time and all done and dusted and able to focus fully on this current year and not tidying up historic nitty-bitty things that get in the way of the day job and the forward looking. So excellent place to be. Thank you. Which takes us on to item 2, which is the quality account. So shall I hand over to you, Andrew?
Yes, so the quality account was reviewed and approved by the Quality Assurance Committee at the end of March. So it's all been looked at. As part of the feedback from the committee, they recommended involving a patient partner to support the quality account team in order to enhance the accessibility and ensure that data is presented in a clear and understandable way. So we've spoken to the head of patient engagement, and there's a process going on to identify a suitable patient partner to allow us to do this. There was also a question from Quack about clarity regarding patients who receive appointments by text. We've clarified with them that the new EPR will flag up those who need to receive a call or paper copies. So those who are elderly, don't use text, or have visual impairment and such like. So other than that, everything is as before. We're meeting with comms today to finalise the cover photo. I'm going to find a suitable photo and let Peter check that before it goes out. And we'll be ready to upload on the 30th of June, which is when we're expected to. So at the end of, well, the beginning of next week.
Thank you.
And finally, of course, I need to thank Louise for the huge amount of work she puts in every year to produce a quality account. It's a lot of work. And I'm sure we all read it cover to cover, but I'm not sure how many other people do. But she puts in great effort to make sure it's all accurate and well presented.
Yeah, no, completely agree. Huge amount of work, lots of interesting data, well structured, and it is an easy read despite the volume. So I think that's really important. I spotted a couple of really small typos. Where will I send those to? For
if you send them to me, I'll pass them to Louise, and then it can get changed before next week.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much. Anyone else got any comments or questions in relation to the quality account? Nope, jolly good.
It's just another point, really. I think last year we looked at how many people had actually accessed it online, and we'll be doing the same this year when it goes up, because I think in a way it was in the sort of 50s last year. It would be nice to see wider engagement than that and see whether more people are looking at it, and if not, can we promote that more? So.
Indeed. Yeah, no, good point. It's always a balance, isn't it, of doing what we're required to do, but questioning whether what we're producing is meaningful and useful to the vast majority of people who we would want to understand what's been going on. Peter.
I just say I think you've thrown down a very good gauntlet for us all, whereby our challenge is to present a report to you that doesn't have a typo. So it's one that we will all engage with relish.
There's nothing like a pedantic former lawyer looking at
no, I like pedantic former lawyers, so I shall rise.
Excellent. I found my one fan. There aren't many who like that category. Anyway, lovely. So thank you. If there aren't any other comments, can I ask if we're happy to approve this one? Lovely. Thank you. In which case, as we thought, nice and efficient, short and sweet. Sue, you're looking like you'll certainly be on time for your next meeting. Just in terms of AOB, does anyone have anything that they would like to raise under AOB? No. So it's a shame we don't have Fiona, because I don't know if anyone else is able to provide an update, or we might think about it next week. That I was just going to ask, I think Fiona was the only one of us who was able to join yesterday's short notice meeting on the maternity review that we all heard about a couple of days ago, that Wes has kicked off, and there was a high-level national call to provide an update, and I couldn't get into it, even though I was trying. But I don't know if anyone else has caught up and can give a brief, if it taught us anything other than what we saw in the letter. Matthew.
No, I think it was largely a reiteration of what was in the letter, Sarah, but if there's any more on it, we can probably bring it up at board next week.
Yes, I think that's right. Okay, no, that would be helpful. It's particularly timely because quite coincidentally, Andrew, Nick and I went and visited the Gardens of Peace yesterday, and Mohammed Omar helped us with a very visual demonstration as you get there of just how many stillbirths and early pregnancy losses and so on are suffered through the Muslim community, and we know the numbers are disproportionate. So some of the things that are going to be focused on in that maternity review absolutely sit with those particular needs to support our community and the inequalities and the diversity we've got. So just felt very timely and pertinent. Okay, well, I'm not going to hold you up unnecessarily. I'm sure everyone's got plenty more to do. Thank you very much for coming. Helpful to have virtual meetings for this kind of thing. Thank you for all the work that's gone into these key reports and getting us to a smooth end of year. And have a happy rest of the day. See you all soon. See you for board next week. Thank you.